all the baby where don't poke me at, where don't make me feel like say I'm not man enough. I no get nothing for offer. So all me party will look down on me, where don't make me feel like say my life no go become something. And they walked away. All the people will promise for help me.
Yes, I know say as you either seek Tunde, you know what's exactly they're about to happen. Welcome and to another episode of your favorite talk show, the Talk to M show, where they come to you every Tuesday 8 p.m. at Epic on Epic Radio 99.3 FM live. If you just join me on Facebook, thank you for tuning. And if you just join me on radio as well, you listen to me. Thank you for joining me and thank you for listening to my voice. This show they come to you every Tuesday, and me and your host Mulku Sulaiman Bangura, and we designed this show purposefully for help young people. I mean, I will continue to say this, and every time I get an opportunity, I will say it. We designed the show to help young people, so that then go figure out this thing called life. Then we go arm them with the necessary resources for navigate the challenges of life. We go help them for navigate the muddy and murky waters of social choices, social decisions, and help them so that the future will be brighter. We go do we own part. We go make we own contributions so that Mama Salon self go get people that we go proud of. They will can take up the reins of power. So on that note, that make we design this show. It comes to you every Tuesday on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. And me and your host Mulku Sulaiman Bangura. Thank you to my producers. Thank you to DJ Wonder with the help for make you they listen to me, you they hear me. Thank you to Ibrahim Sori. Thank you to Teresa. Thank you to Pam. And the entire administration of the Epic Radio 99.3 FM. And this show has been, for me so far, riveting. I don't get so much good feedback from people when they listen to the show and how much it don't transform their life, and that's what we do. Today, we have an amazing show for you. We get something unique what we can talk about. Well, it's not unique, we don't talk about it before, but based on popular demand, based on popular request, people don't ask me, at least from different quarters, about the Fulbright scholarship. And they ask me, how far apply for Fulbright? How far apply for Fulbright? By the way, the application open now, and it will close on the 10th of April. And so people don't ask me, how to go about the application. I don't go able to explain to all man one by one. So what I go do, what I decide for do, now for candidate, and specifically talk to people the way you go interested for apply for the Fulbright scholarship. Even if you're a young person, you're not qualified yet, you don't arm with the information we you need, and we will prepare yourself for apply when the 10 age we go don't qualify for them. So today's show, I'm going to talk about the Fulbright scholarship. Everything we need for know, pre, during, and post the scholarship. So you will know everything about how to apply, which everything are the requirement, what you need for do, what will qualify you, and where you go, how the whole experience stand like. I will share a little bit of them, and probably will spice them up for even add another one more week for talk deeply into the experience as a whole. I don't talk about them, but I'm just brief. But this time around, I think I will delve deeper into it and talk about the application process since the application they close on the 10th. And so if you feel empowered, you feel motivated, perhaps after the show, you go force you to go apply, for the Fulbright scholarship. So sit back. We have an amazing show. Today is a solo show. Now me you get. I'll be with you for the next couple of minutes until 9 o'clock. Stay with me. We'll go take a short break, and when I come back, we'll continue on.
Anytime I like a flight to Dubai now. Hey, with me baby now. Anything I like I buy now. Turn up, cause me I let it turn down. I let it run down. I'm looking forward to a brighter future. I'm moving ahead. I never stop for nothing. I'm looking forward.
Okay, so before I proceed, let's just give you a quick background of the Fulbright scholarship for you we don't know. So the one we know, okay, you can, forgive me for a year for the second or third time or the umpteenth time. Fulbright started in the US by a senator, basically somebody will go study na England, and his experience was very bad. He experienced very poor reception from the British people. They don't understand them, they don't understand the language, they don't understand how they act, they don't understand what they do, they don't understand why they do what they do. And he faced a lot of backlash. He faced a lot of, disappointment. I mean, he wasn't understood. He felt like they don't even understand what he depends. So as a result of that, it come to the realization and the deduction, say, oh, okay, because of they don't understand me, and a lot of people don't understand how they communicate or with how they communicate. This could be one of the reasons why peace not in the world. And so this guy, at the time, he was a student, but when he came back and he became a senator, Senator William J. Fulbright, he proposed the bill in Parliament. See the power of change and how it starts. If you get few parliamentarians that we actually they aspire for going to parliament so then will propose bills that will be life changing bills. That's exactly what the ultimate objective of being in parliament. So you will talk for your people and speak for your people and provide them opportunities. So this guy William J. Fulbright decided to come up with and found he drafted the whole education procedures and bills for the Fulbright scholarship. He say, okay, well, everything, let American then begin go fast and go study in America, as well as we get people in from these other countries like Britain, UK at the time, or wherever, then can America, then South Carolina. That cultural exchange they go benefit, it will be of mutual benefits to both countries, and so that's how Fulbright was born, and this happened in 1946, right? On August 1, 1946, the bill was passed in Congress, and then at the time it was President Harry S. Truman, for U.S. history. So Harry S. Truman MBD as the president of the U.S. at the time, so he signed that bill the way William J. Fulbright proposed, and that was how the Fulbright scholarship was born. That's how it began. And at the time, the first country we didn't sign was China. Yeah, surprisingly, China was the first Fulbright, country that with the first Fulbrighter was from China, and followed by Burma. The second Fulbrighter was the Burmese. So basically, that's just the high level history of the Fulbright scholarship. So over time, we don't see it all evolve, and to date, we don't get over 400,000 Fulbrighters across the world. 400,000 Fulbrighters. Now we don't get across the world, and that's a lot. Not a small 400,000, not a small number than they, since 1946 to date. So essentially, the whole scholarship was basically designed so that people in from the US could come now Africa, Asia, Europe, and other places go study there. And during the time when they study, they learn from the culture of that place there. And then after, then they turn to their home country and go pass on that knowledge, that experience within their own land, and then contribute to national development. That is the objective of Fulbright. If you understand that, then it gives you an idea of, oh, okay, this is the whole program and this is what it's about. So that's what you need to know. So every year, the and this is because of now the out and column, because of now it's a US program. Now the US state departments they sponsor them. This is not a US AID program. It is not. This is a US state department program, and it's a bill we don't pass in Congress, and unless I know say we get the fear say Trump they can't stop them. Unless they go back to Congress and then stop them, which I don't see that happening anytime soon, because the Fulbright have been of great benefit to the US, so they're not good one. And Fulbright's day this year, so if you intend to apply, yes, you can apply, and then once you apply, you go through the selection program, you are qualified, definitely you go US for go study. So having said all of this, you don't understand the background, you don't understand how important the US, the Fulbright is. Fulbright is one of the most prestigious scholarship in the world. And when I say prestigious scholarship in the world, not because it's very expensive. So then they spend on one Fulbright approximately between $150,000 to $200,000 throughout the entire program on one Fulbright. And the reason why the money is so high now because in the US, education is very expensive and the fees then astronomically high. So now I make that money they plenty. Um, so it's a fully funded scholarship. When I say fully funded, it means that you need to pay nothing, zero, zilch, nothing. Don't do any pay. And then they pay everything, and then they even give you stipend the way they did why should you study. So that's why it's called a fully funded scholarship. So having understand this whole background, you also need to understand now, um, you know, for Sierra Leone, right? Every year this scholarship they come up every year. In the past, you not be how US Embassy be they announce them on the website. Once they announce it on the website, you apply on a you write on a piece of paper, a one pager, and go to up under the embassy. But now it's not so. Okay, so now everything, everything has been basically digitized, and they don't create a platform, special platform for that. So you don't need to write a one pager on a piece of paper anymore. Now, let's talk a little bit about the process itself, the application process, how you they apply. But like I said, because it's one of the most prestigious scholarship in the world, you get it's highly competitive. So let's just take a few steps back and make something clear. So the Fulbright scholarship itself, um, every country gets a certain quota of students in where then they allow for good US at the time. For instance, Salone normally can be three, four, three at most. Don't tell why I four. Three people always end in the take for the past couple of years. Now three people they go. And you get other countries and for example, I'm not saying Asoebi, for example, the Ghana can take something two or five. Nigeria they can allow something three or five or six. It depends. Now that I mean by quota. So every country gets quota. They also use for support people who do go study masters as well as PhD, right? So they use for support people who for go study the master's degree, and in the US, most of the universities the master's degree are 24 months, meaning 2 years, and most of them PhD programs now 5 years. Now 5 years in PhD programs they take. So that's how that's how it's designed. But for a long time now, they not sponsor PhD programs and through the Fulbright. So I think they may not stop now and day. So there are no more PhD. They don't accept any PhD application for go pursue, your PhD on a Fulbright scholarship. And the other thing is PhD is super expensive, very expensive in the US. And so they now that's make they know they support and sponsor and they because if they go support you, means they're for do with you for the next 5 years, and I think it's a lot of cost. And the way the program designed, the way Fulbright was actually designed, it was supposed to be a bilateral collaboration between the country, the host country, and the other country. Like for instance, if for Salon, it's supposed to be a partnership between the U.S. government and Salon. Salon supposed for the give certain amount of money towards the Fulbright. Yes, because at the end of the day, that's why the visa where they give the students is different from any other visa. It's called a J1 visa. We'll talk about that later. Because accordingly, you're supposed to return to your country and can contribute to national development. And so then design them in such a way that the government supposed to give part of as their own contribution, and the U.S. State Department fund the rest. Um, is the Sierra Leone government meeting their obligations? Your guess is good as mine. I don't know. So I can't speak to that. Maybe na dynamic will quota small. Maybe na all dynamic they even stop for accept PhD applications. I don't know. I can't say. But I'm here to just tell you what I know about Fulbright and how it works. And so, coming back to it, Because of that, so now sometimes only three spaces, and people the way they apply sometimes can be up to 600, 700. But hey, it is never impossible. It is never ever impossible. If you want something, you have to go for it. If you really aspire and desire for something, nothing should ever stop you. If you really desire for go farm, I desired for go and not be easy for get Fulbright. It's one of the toughest journeys of my life, but I really appreciated, everything I went through because it toughened me up. It make me who I be so. So you shouldn't give up. I tried so many times, I failed so many times, I cried so many times, and I prayed so hard, for get Fulbright. So I actually demonstrate say I truly really want her, and that's why I got it. So it's never impossible. So if you dare out there, you don't try several times, keep trying. You never know. Keep pushing. You never know. So coming back to it, to the application process. So as I say, um, the way it's designed, you dey go online right now. Uh, me producer go put it on the screen if you don't watch me on Facebook. If not, during me what I do me snippets, I go always put on there. You go see and you go see the website right now. You go see the website the way you go for go apply. Like I say, it's on the 10th. It's on the 10th of April. On the 10th of April 9, the application they close. So right now it open. So if you're still interested, please I'm advising you go there and you can start. You're not still late it. You can spend the next 9 days for right to compelling application and submit them. And if you get all your documentations in place. So what they basically ask for, they need a one pager, right? Means say they want let you convince them, okay, why you want to go study master's degree in America. Okay? Not only that, why then for spend $150,000 to $200,000 on your education. So you have to be very convincing. And what me will advise you if we apply, think like say, ask yourself the question in the first place. Do I deserve $150,000 on my education? Why then for spend that kind of money there on me? If you were in the position of giving that scholarship, they will give you. Would I give me this opportunity, this scholarship? Ask yourself that question there. If you ask yourself that question there and you genuinely criticize yourself, you basically position yourself in a very better way for write a compelling application. If you write the application from a what's the word I'm looking for now? From an entitled position, you will miss out. You feel say because of you sabi write fine English, or you feel say because of you get very good overall CGPA, cumulative grade point average. If you say they forgive because you get one and forgive, if you write from that angle, you will miss out the point. Who are you? What have you done in the past? How have your work? How has your work professionally have impacted people around you? If what you are doing is not big enough to affect the lives of other people positively, you are not doing anything. If what you do so far not impact the lives of other people positively around you, then everything is just for self. You go ask for convinced our leader the way they assess your application, say you really get the people in our heart. So who are you? Why you want this opportunity? And why then forgive you that money? Ask yourself that. You have to do a deep introspection, deep criticisms, and come up from a point of view. Say, when those questions are, when you ask yourself them questions, then be honest with yourself, and as you write you one pager, and you one pager not for be too. Let me think. You don't have to be. You just have to communicate, like tell the story, be consistent with what you want for good. Understand the problem. Understand who side for go find the solution, and understand what you intend for go get. And you cannot. So this is it. When you apply, they always look for something really, really better. They look for the best because imagine over 600 people apply, and most people they really get a very good story. They need somebody where they communicate effectively, somebody we know what they're about, we already know what you want for go pursue, and why you want for go pursue them, and what you intend for can do with them. Most of the time people they apply, they know they state and clearly say, I'm going to return. On my return, this is what I'm going to do. And while they read, the audience, the people who they analyze, when they read the application, they can see through everything you write. You have to be intentional about stating that I will return, and on my return, this is what I am going to do, and this is how I am going to give back to my society. Most people refuse to do that, or just forget, or maybe because actually their intentions are bad, so now make it actually manifests itself on the writing on the application. It's we put together. So my advice to you is be very the one. It's a one pager. I think it's still the one pager. We go online, not much, very few words I want if you write. Be very direct, know exactly. Do the research. Go online, research universities and way they offer the kind of course you want for go study. For instance, if you want for go study international development, okay, go online, look at universities the way they pursue international, where they offer international development as a course. Look at the disciplines that will interest you the most, which you want for gain out of it, because it's a big discipline. You get different, different courses under the discipline. You want for go major on, development economics. You want to go major on development theory. You want to go major on, diplomacy. You want to go major on, GIS. You want to go major on M&E. You want to go. So you get for really dig deep into exactly which interests you the most. Understand the whole topic. Understand the whole course, the course outline, and understand the outcome. And then you state and clearly let it match with a gap where they exist in the country, because that's what most people don't understand. Your intended course of study for match up with a gap where, according to the US, they understand that it's a gap in the country. For instance, now, right? The US knows say we get serious gap in power generation, electricity generation. Okay, they understand say we get serious gap in democracy and governance and good governance. That's a gap, right? And that's something where they don't put much span and don't then they're highly interested in that. They understand say there's a huge gap in agriculture and fish farming. Okay, these are areas where they support. There are thematic areas where they support programs in that light. Okay, currently in a salon. So if you interested in one of these topics, think about it. Now make it fine for do the research so you understand the kind of programs they're within the support in line with waiting you want for go pursue. Then we'll get you will give them a very difficult reason for deny you, because you are actually stating that you want to go pursue something where really the country they in need of, and when you come you therefore can give back and to society. So your one pager has to be really compelling, and these are some of the tips that we would use for making compelling. So now, and get what a requirement. First of all, I just quickly run through the requirements. You have to be a Sierra Leonean. Okay, you for all work for 5 years straight, at least you for all work for 5 years minimum. And let me go there. I know. Yes, you for all work for 5 years. You forget a first degree successfully. Must have successfully completed a first degree bachelor's equivalent with an excellent score. The emphasis is on excellent score. So you need a top score. You can't. Most people when they apply, they get division one. They're honors graduates. I mean, top score. If let's say now division two, that to one you get, I mean, you can still apply, but make sure you are stronger in other areas, especially your professional experience, because those will help you for compete with the one that we get one we get excellent score. Okay, and you must have at least 5 consecutive years. Consecutive means say for there has to be no break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for not the work straight inside our 5 years there. Okay, must demonstrate outstanding academic and English language competencies. So almost all the universities in the US, when you apply for go study there, then they ask you for TOEFL test of English as a foreign language. It's a requirement where the universities in they ask for because if you ask me, I give me my personal feelings about that, but I'm not here to speak about my personal feelings. So according to the US, if you now pursue study in the US, then they assume say you don't understand the English, you don't understand the basics in English, and so they want you for proof to them say you sabi speak English, you sabi write English, you sabi you dey listen very very good, you dey sabi for listen, you don't understand all that day, and then you sabi read English. Oh yes, yeah. I'm sorry, but I make the US they're ethnocentric. That's how they are. So as a result, they require you for sit the TOEFL exams and then present the result. Now, you no need for worry for submit TOEFL result at this stage of the application. You no need for worry for submit that result there at all. I repeat, no worry about submitting TOEFL result. Do not worry. They just need for you just want to let you demonstrate. So if you don't sit down before for other program, you can put the results say I don't sit down. If not, no issues. But ensure that your application is grammatically correct. Ensure that your application is highly readable, and use Chat GPT because you will be caught. I am telling you will be caught at some point. Use Chat GPT. Okay? So man say go use Chat GPT and get away with it. No, don't. You will be caught. I repeat, you will be caught. Okay. And so must exceed the Fulbright foreign program minimum score on TOEFL and GRE tests. Like I said, this particular part during the application process, don't worry about it. I can't tell you how you get to that level. And must not be a current participant in this year's DV lottery program. Now, if you don't play DV, you can still apply for the Fulbright. If per happenstance you win DV and also you are selected for Fulbright scholarship, you are going to be given an ultimatum. When you go for the visa, the consular they ask you, do you still want to go for the Fulbright scholarship or you want to go for the DV lottery? You are as a DV winner. So that ultimatum the NANE will give you, and you will have to choose one. So if you don't play, just declare and state and clearly say yes, I participated in the DV lottery program, and then if time come, I will make a choice. That's fine. They know they reject your application for that. They know they deny your application for that at this stage. Yes, that's what I know so far, and this is according to the program directors at the U.S. Embassy. Okay, so these are basically the requirements for applying for the Fulbright scholarship. Okay, so we don't really talk about the one pager, basically the part of the application process, and also they require you for write a personal statement to the university. So in this format now, this new format, on the web application, where you apply for the scholarship, you basically apply to the universities everything they do. Like where you apply for go study your master's program at any university. So you write your personal statement, you get for submit you. So the documentations, that kind of documentations. So you get for submit a personal statement. Basically this now to the university, like why you ever convince the program directors and at the universities and why you for go study, why you want to go study, what you want to study, what you get, what you know, and what you look for specifically. And so you get for submit that personal statement, you get for submit your transcript. Okay, at this point of the application, you will submit unofficial transcript. Okay, official transcript usually in the university they send them directly to the university in Salone, for send them directly to the university in the US. Now, we not saying anything that happen for big college in Edwa. So what you need to do, they want you for go take them, but if it be sealed in an envelope, and then we travel. If you, luckily you are accepted, then you can go. You go left and at the school they make sure it's not open at all, still sealed. So then they accept that as official transcript. So, but the unofficial transcript, they need them. Normally, say we don't first semester, second semester, then they retroactively then they give you Salome, they delay. If you don't say finally and after 1 year they give you transcript, I'm not coming from you. So basically, you can take that transcript already they give you unofficially. You can use them and apply in the process. So, personal statement, unofficial transcript, write your resume. Two what they call CV. American man call a resume. Not in Sabi. We call it curriculum vitae. Okay. Now, waiting down they mean say, well, if you don't know waiting resume mean, I don't think so if I apply for Fulbright. But my point trying to try to make is ensure you tailor your resume according to the US standards. Every country gets a standard of how they want their resume. Ensure you tailor your resume according to the US standards. If you tailor according to the US standards, you have a point. You make it easier for the audience. You make it easier for the one where they review applications. So write it in accordance with the US standards. Go online and search for US standards resume. You will see the US standards. Not put your picture there, they don't want to see your picture. Not put your gender, not put your religion, they don't want to see all that nonsense there. It don't make sense to them. Not even put your references, they don't want them according to the US standards. When they want to reference, they will ask for them. So these are some of the examples that they ask for US standards. Not put picture, not put your gender, not put whether you're single or you're married, they don't care. Not put whether you're a male, female, or animal, they don't want to know all that. At the stage of application, do not put that. So make sure you do that there. And then, we don't submit your resume, you also submit your reference. So reference is usually where they apply for master's degree. They want reference from your professor. If you don't work before, they want reference from you what's it called? Your boss. They want to see at least that reference letter there. And you forget the letterhead, and the boss will write fine English for you and recommend you. Say, if you a boss not good at now, it left to you. But that's the way and that's what they need. They need a very good reference letter from one academic and one professional. The other one you can get from your pastor, from your mom, from anybody, but will accept your relative or somebody we know you personally. So technically that's it. Personal statement, resume, transcript, unofficial transcript, references, and the TOEFL now and the GRE. So now you get for need later as for complete the application process. Now, the Fulbright applications actually take a whole year for apply for Fulbright. So the one way they apply so now, not to this year then they go. Now next year fall. Fall is start August. Next year August, now then they go America for go begin study. The one where they apply so now. I repeat, for go study in America next year August. So not to this year they go. So the process will take a full year, and the reason why they take a full year because the first stage of the application process, where you don't submit your application, right? You don't review them, you don't put all that fine English, and don't God make them take you. You not done with the application process before I can now to the other processes. Not confuse people. So you don't submit all them documentations and then you don't write fine English, and then you don't check every boxes. Yeah, then get them basic checks. Also, you please make sure you get a passport. No apply, you not get a passport. You go sorry so. Make sure you get your passport ready because then if I ask for a passport number, and then if I do some checks on your profile for see if you're not a criminal or terrorist, or not all that I don't call your name Osama bin Laden or Al Qaeda or whatever terrorist group in the past. So then if I check all that, so you have to put all that details there in the application. They ask you all that, the form they you fill. So you have to fill all that form there. And every other questions, everything if they ask you fill. So if you get your certificates, if you degree, submit your degree as well. If you don't get small certificates in the past, submit all down there as well. If they don't give you certificates of participation, put on there. Anything where they uplift you, put on there. You social media handles are all put all day. Now then they go see all the pictures that you can post, and they one on there. All your social media handles is very good for put on there, because if you not put on there, that's the first thing they will do. The way they watch you, the way they review your application, the first thing we see Mohamed Kamara or you see Sheila Mansari, you just go online and type who is Sheila Mansari, pam AI they show all the Sheila, they show all the handles they all. They go look all them pictures they already post on social media. Really one on there. So ensure you put your social media handles there, and then at least you have something good to show the world. You have something professional, so that people can see the one way they watch your applications can see and say, okay, yeah, I think we deserve to give this person. So ensure all that is done in the application, and you click before you click submit. So yes, my advice to you is always show a second eyes, show your application to a second eye, have people read it, have people criticize it, criticize it, have people edit it for you. No shame. That's the only way you can submit a compelling application. No shame. Show somebody, let you look them, let you read them through, and ask her if it makes sense. Work with it, work with that person there, and write a better application. Work with mentors as well. People that we don't do and we don't go before can help you as well for write a very good application. Takes time, takes patience, but you have to go through it. And you get for sit get for dedicated hours, some hours into it. Into one, you can do it, quickly quite accommodate. Not one man blessed. Like a woo slow so get for sit and then 2-3 hours per day. Go over and over. Some people are yes, them brilliant, them bright. Sit don't know 30 minutes, 1 hour, I don't done. Who slow. So me I understand the kind of brain wage. Na per mind brain, we per mind don't sleep. You get for put on first, get for heater or play one. So I need for spend days on the thing, before ever you waiting that. So if you're not that kind of person there, then spend some time, dedicate some time every day, dedicate 2-3 hours to it, so that you could give you the give you the which you write, review the essays, make sure say you don't write some serious essay, and prepare yourself. And yeah, before you and pray, pray before you submit. That's very, very, very important, fundamental, primary. Pray, hand over unto God, and have faith. Just believe in yourself, and then you submit. And then once you submit, so what happens after submission? Now this it goes on the platform. The people who they give you the application, they're not even there in this country. They are called IIE, the Institute of International Education. Now then, basically they handle all Fulbright applications. The misconception when I feel saying that they want in a U.S. embassy, no lie. The Institute of International Education, now New York, it's a non-profit 501(c)(3) status organization. Now then they handle most of the government programs them, and most of the international programs them, and they handle Fulbright for West Africa, Fulbright for Europe, Fulbright for North Africa, and Fulbright for the Middle East. Yes, now they handle all around there. And so they're very competent. They get highly trained professionals. They get placement officers. They get, when I say placement officers who are so brilliant, so experienced that they understand your application. As soon as they read the application one time, they know exactly the university where you fit. They know which university they want. They know the kind of students where they look for. They know the overall CGPA where they look for. Now make you find at least if you did 3 points and above, yes, 3.46, 3.5 and above, 3.4, 46, 47, 3.5, yeah, you kudos. You're actually on the borderline for attract a very good school. So they handle all these applications because when you click send, they go straight to the IIE officials. In fact, on the portal, it was created by IIE. So now then they handle all the applications. So Saloma know the deal. This is complete. It's a fair game. Okay, so it takes time for review all those applications. So then we'll spend possibly 2 months, 3 months for review all those applications. After the review process, then they shortlist. When they shortlist, when I come for interview, sometimes you can call, okay, we on time, one apply, now we 70 then call for interview. The day I go for go interview, now we 10 go interview. 14. So I remember I go interview, I can't control maths, if I control my, so I dress like me suit up. That's another thing. If you want something, you have to mean it. You have to dress the part. I think I be the best dress. Because 3-piece suit. They did early for go the interview. I looked the part and I can't we always go interview. I just passed all. I say Papa go thank you. And so went in there and I remember I come out the interview. There were 3 people actually, and they were all US citizens. No Salom, and one guy Salomon be the winner, the program director. He did this? No. Sorry, I didn't be the. Now 3 US citizens in BDD. And so, yeah, and they are highly trained, and they get experience in doing those things. And so I come out and I say, now 10 and call for interview. So I called, you know, Francis Bank and Falana because he was my mentor at the time. Well, he's my mentor. He would mentor me through the Fulbright program. And I called and I laughed me. And I said, is it now 70 go for interview? I was like, what? 70? And guess what? They only need 3 people. Yeah. Anyway, so basically, now they go through the interview stage. And after the interview stage, they narrow down that 70 day to 10. Okay. Now that 10 day way, then they narrow one down to. Then so for the next couple of months, on a 10, they ensure say, then put on through the process of qualifying for the 3 people in Fogo. So they divide on into 2 groups. The first group, then they call them alternate candidate, meaning no, they're not sub. And then you get principal candidates, meaning they were so now they will sure say they perform very well during the application process, they perform very well during the interview process, and they stand a better chance for even get. So these are the principal candidates, and principal candidates can be 3 people. And then the alternate one, Bobo Jamana, then 7. I was an alternate candidate. So it not mean say we don't pick the 10 person, not mean say the 10 then don't get the 10 ready, you know. So they still have to narrow that 10 down now to just 3 people. Now those 10 people, now the US Embassy they can pay for go sit the TOEFL examinations what I talked about earlier, test of English as a foreign language, and the GRE exams, what they call the graduate records examinations. These are mandatory examinations where Fulbright applicants in the sit for qualify them for go study in the US. And so these examinations are highly competitive. They're not easy. Imagine you don't come to school long since. Now you can't sit GRE. And GRE is a very comprehensive examination. So GRE is basically it has 3 sides of it, 3 parts of it. You get quantitative writing, you get analytical writing, and then you get verbal aptitude. Now the quantitative side, then get maths then like swords, algebra, like basics. You go back from 1. So geometry, all these problems, that all you get for like prepare and study them. Luckily books then they, so you can go online, ets.org. You can go buy the book, or you can go you can sign up to the website, and then they get practice questions, then get webinars, then get seminars, then get a lot of tools in the week in practice yourself. Me, I hire one me babo. I know say get sense past me sabi mathematics. I buy the book. I buy the book every day. We come on. We are in our office. We work by 5 o'clock. I can me into Sudan. We do 1 hour. And not busy. Every day 1 hour. You can teach me. 6 months before I sit the examinations. It helped a lot. It helped because I really wanted it. So I sacrificed a lot. Purchased the book. They study 1 hour mathematics every single day. And that would end they study me. But big pass. But he was brilliant. He had a strength. So until the way Sabi me no Sabi. So I was humble enough for learn from him. And it, here I am today. So I'm saying all of this to say the GRE is very tough. And now they boko people in the field, now they boko people in the job. And the verbal aptitude, then they test you vocabulary skills, how many words you know, and the meaning, the usage. So you really need for read, you really need for watch, past papers, and you need for study and prepare. And the analytical writing is all about critical thinking. How deeply can you think and express yourself critically, and your understanding of literal works, and how you can interpret those literal works. Now, mostly a critical analytical writing, and it's not easy. And then neither in the American style. So the American style of writing completely different from the British style of writing. Completely different. And what we don't learn now throughout school, now the British style of writing. And it can be very challenging if you don't understand how the Americans write and what they actually look for. For example, Americans love thesis statement. They love it. You have to. It's mandatory. For anytime you start to write anything, they want to see where you are going first. Not come begin tell me, in the history of so and so, I was no waiting. You think without for go? They need a thesis statement. The British style of writing, are they like introduction, they like story first. You need to give background story and all that before you now go into the body of the content. American man, I want and direct, so it's different. Okay, so you have to understand all those nuances, and so that's the GRE for you. So it's mandatory. Una all they go sit down. They pay for una. You didn't pay one, you don't worry. You they pay for they pay for you for go sit the exam. But preparing for the exams is on you. So then you for go buy the book. Then get the book in the library. But you know get that time they for go in the library. So it's on you for go prepare for the exams. Likewise, TOEFL. TOEFL divided into 4 parts. So the TOEFL, and I know so we get other tests of English language and get Duolingo. Duolingo is also accepted. We basically now most people they gravitate towards because it's simpler than TOEFL. If you also get IELTS, you can present some say I get IELTS and you argue case, then can meet them for you, then can give you an exception. So, but normally because the reason why they want the TOEFL is because they want for use them for assess on our performance. And so you will sit the TOEFL exams. We divided into 4 parts. You get the speaking part, get the writing part, get the reading part, and you get the listening part. The problem with the exams and the time now not enough. The time now not enough at all. The time would never be enough for let you actually complete and submit. So you get to do speed test on yourself because trust me, if you say easy, you lie. You lie bad. You know easy. Time is never enough. And the SSM and they give you on the comprehension for the writing. Now, literal works the way you know used to archaeology, oceanography, then thing the way you know they read every day. And so you the words enforced alone, the words they using them bodo bodo. So tell you they interpret the words and convert them to Creole. Tem don't go. So you really have to read past papers, understand the structure, and then time yourself, do speed test. So you go able to answer the questions within the required time. So I'm saying all of this to say you get for prepare well for city exams and day. After you don't complete the exams and day, you wait for a result. So based on the result, and then get back to one and I'll say, okay, well, you have been your condition don't change from principal to alternate. We no longer go with you. Or your condition don't change from alternate to principal. We are going with you. Now day you get for determine your future. Like I said, I was an alternate candidate. So I worked hard and by the grace of God and favor I was bumped up to principal candidate, and that was how I made it to the top 3. So you get for do the work and position yourself for letting take you for finally left. So that's basically the application process. Applying online, you wait for the result. First of all, ensure say before you apply, you qualify. You not go to work for 2 years until they apply for Fulbright. Then they consider you. Do not give them a reason to deny you. That's what I'm saying. So apply, and then make sure you go through the application process. You qualify. Forget about the DV. Don't worry about the DV. If you play DV, always state and clearly say yes. I don't play DV in the past. If you also you not get TOEFL and GRE, no issues. You can still apply. At this time, not too paramount. What's the word I'm looking for now? Not detrimental to your applications at all. You can still apply. And then once you apply and you wait for the call from the embassy, when you get that call, that's the first call. You will be happy. You come for the interview. Make sure you dress the part. You look well, look good. Understand which you write, because basically now which you write by your personal statement, and then they go ask you. And then after that, God willing, then call you back. You fall, then shortlist you in the final 10. Be grateful. Nadena you get for day. Sit to the exams, prepare well in earnest. They give you enough time. Like I said, it's a 1-year program. It's a 1-year preparation. They give you enough time. The application process is take a whole year. So study hard for these examinations, and then you set your own date. And you set your own date. Unfortunately, we not get centers in ISO where they sit there, where they take the exams there. So most of the time, you have to take them online. So you can set your own date when you want to take these examinations. Do not underrate them. I'm telling you, you will feel like pieces, baby. You will call it. You ask yourself, being say me, I guess sense. So prepare for these exams. So they give you chances. They give you 2 chances. So you can sit on twice. Okay, but make sure you do well in them. And then after that, now they pay for it. Like I say, not you pay for them. I think now $200 for the TOEFL, $200 for the GRE. So after that, and then if you pass, boom, you are bumped up, and then you make the final cut. That's it. You receive that fine letter. Then get a very fine letter from the president of Fulbright with his sign and hand written, and congratulate you, say you have been selected for the Fulbright. That feeling is priceless. It's the best feeling ever in this world for me. It was priceless when I get that letter say I was selected for the Fulbright scholarship. You know, it's beautiful for see that U.S. United States departments and stamp, on it. And then so once you get that letter, the next thing the embassy they reach out to you about pre-departure orientation, and also when they go tell now all what you need for do, what you need for ready for plan the US culture, blah blah blah. Luckily for me, I don't go Mandela Washington Fellowship, so I understand the whole 9 yards. So yeah, and after that day, and then you get to apply for the interview. Now the interview, the visa application process is separate from. You can get Fulbright and can give you say you are selected. You will fail the interview, you need to go. So it's a completely different ball game on its own. The consular section is completely isolated and independent from, whatever they happen now the public affairs department, now the U.S. embassy. So you still have to go convince the consular that you go study, and upon finishing your course, you have to come back. Convince him that you have to come back. You will sabi until na leg for one again for one away. So you have to do all that. And then you also have to understand that the visa that they will give you is called a J1 visa. So the J1 visa is one of the categories of visas where they give to students for go study. So J1 is basically an exchange visitors visa. So with the J1 visa, they get one document and they back them up and they call them a DS 2019 form. American and like form there. So a DS 2019 form, on that form there's a contract where you sign. You have to, unless you know how to go again. On that form, you have to sign a contract that when you don't complete your course, you're going to come back to your country and spend 2 years homestay. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you get for day consecutively 2 years in saloon, but it means you get for left the US and stay out of the US for 2 years. You can go and come back if you want. You can come back after 6 months, you fly, go back, or after 1 month if you fly, go back in America. That's fine. That's cool. But you don't go benefit from any US sponsored program. Even DV Lottery itself, they're not going to support you from DV Lottery. Whatever you want for do, go do it for the next 2 years. And after that 2 years will elapse, and then you will be qualified for benefits again from any US sponsored program. So that's what that J1 visa and that clause they're about. So it's an exchange visitors visa. And it's not like for say it's almost year visa then give you 2 years, 3 years, 4 years visa. No. So a J1 visa now the period for which the program they last for and the visa they last for. If the course really go study, it's a STEM course, it fall under science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Usually, now 2 years called master's course in again America. After that 2 years there, with a STEM course, you get an opportunity for work in the US if provided you get a job, and if you decide for trigger the professional development training, we then call it PDT, professional development training experience. Okay, that's what they call them. For anyway, get F1 they call it OPT, optional professional training. So if you qualify for that, then you, according to the J1 visa, if in a STEM course, now 3 years you just spend for work in the US. And if not a STEM course, now 2 years for the course, and then 1 year extra. If not non-STEM course, you spend another 1 year extra. So now 3 years in total you spend. So the visa they last for the period for which the course they last for, and the OPT. So that's how the J1 visa works. And like I said, it's a mandatory visa that the State Department to give, and you have been monitored since the very first day you enter. So there is no way. So overall, basically, that's it for the Fulbright. And the other side of it, when not the US side of it, I'll not talk about it because of the time. When I get enough time, we're completely different. I just decide for focus more on the application process, and then focus more on the requirement, what is required, what is needed. So I talk to you now. Let's say you listen to me or you watch game, or maybe you just sit down on the Bluetooth phone, but the radio to play, or somewhere you listen to my voice. If you get interest, you know, qualified yet, why don't you think about it? Why don't you start considering going for these types of scholarships? Why you not feel the need for test you professional um, experience in this manner and compete professionally with other people the way they, in this kind of space, we ambitious like you, waiting to stop you for do that day. And most of the time, if you really want for get a scholarship, you have to plan for it. You have to start early. I started very late. I begin for Yan for scholarship very late in my life, and as a result, I make the dynamic boko boko team. But you have an opportunity now, because I'm telling you, nobody gave me that opportunity to share all the experiences here with me. I discovered them on the way. So you have an opportunity to plan now, prepare well your um, for your application. So my advice to you is this: begin plan now. Tell yourself, say, I'm going to get a Fulbright. I'm going to apply for it, and I'm going to qualify for it. So if you did college, ensure say your grades are good. Try as best as possible for let you accommodate with very good grade, division one to one most. I normally blame nobody. At half where you blame. The lecturer then this lecturer then that professor then this professor then that me, my mom, me, papa. That tire, it's on you. It's on you. Be determined. Go for what you want. And then, not only that, secure a job, did it, work for 5 years minimum, and learn something, do something, give back to your society, give you time, volunteer your services, make sure other people then blessed and their lives then touched by what you do, inspire young people, give a hand of assistance to other young people already done, show them the right path, show them the right way, and see exactly what's in the doors that will open for you. Because sometimes when you volunteer your services for free, you pay your transport, spend your time, talk all day, nobody's paying you for that. But I'm telling you, you are actually crediting your account to God. And that's exactly what happens. You know, you do all anything then services there, so God will take notes, God will take notes. Say this about you get genuine heart and you want to help people. Or this tea, I like the fact that it dedicates himself to service. One day I go reward them. Let's just tell me what you want. You have to do that. You have to be able to serve people. You have to be able to give back, because that's the way you actually sow the seed. So position yourself and tell yourself, say, this is what I'm going to do and this is what I'll be doing, and because I want to attract this thing. And if you get them, trust me, it will be a life-changing experience for you. Like I said, this whole thing, it's fair, it's a fair game, and I and in the manager, nobody and no day. So you stand a chance for get time. Before I go, most notable Fulbrighters in the world. So Ricardo Giacconi, now one of the most notable Fulbrighters in the world. Amar Gopal Bose, the Bose earphone we see, so all our Bose earphone we see, Bose sets, Bose this. The guy we own the company and the guy we create Bose, he's a Fulbrighter. Okay. Rishi Sunak, he was the former prime minister of Britain. He doing MBA, I think in California, University of California, and he's a Fulbrighter. Mohammed Yunus, I don't know if you know about Mohammed Yunus from Bangladesh. He started the Government Bank. He's a great man and he's a Nobel Prize winner. He is also a Fulbrighter. So it's a great company for their around. It's a great network of scholars for the around, for be identified with, and it will change your life professionally, academically, and at the same time, the experience itself is mind blowing. I'm not going to talk about the experience now. We'll find another time for talk about the experience pursuing Fulbright. So there you have it. Thank you for being a part of this show. We have run through everything you need for apply for the Fulbright scholarship, and I hope I don't motivate you. I hope I don't motivate somebody out there. This show, now one person on my need for motivate. That's all I need. And I hope that one person don't be motivated for go pursue higher education in the US through the Fulbright scholarship. And go out there and go show the world what you are made of. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Thank you so much to my producer. Thank you so much to DJ Wanda. Thank you so much to everyone. You really listen, Seth. Thank you, beaucoup. If you get a question, please drop them on me on Facebook, on Facebook, on the Slick, on the Slick face. Sorry, I said Slick, on the Epic Radio Facebook page. Drop on there. Also, go on my socials. I do on TikTok as well. Drop me a message if you get a question. My TikTok Mulku Bangura, Mulkubangura, or you go on me Facebook as well, Mulku Bangura. Drop me a question. If you get any more doubts, I can help you for clear those doubts or whatever you need. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Next week we have an amazing show for you. We will close the career choice by next week by the grace of God, and then we'll jump into something else subsequent weeks. Thank you so much for everything. Have a great evening and see you next week Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Future, I'm moving ahead. I never stop for nothing. I'm looking forward to a brighter future. I'm moving ahead.